Hello YouTube, Pinchio8 here. We are now back here looking at the replacement model of my TAP Portugal A33900 Neo by Herpa. So let's zoom in and once again take a closer look, because obviously you've definitely seen this livery before. Just I'm gonna use super glue to glue the wing back into place. So as you can see, I definitely learned from my mistake the last time never to use too much glue. So now it looks excellent the way it's supposed to. And I believe this is the same livery that's supposed to come out in a few more months by JC Wings in 1 to 400 scale. It is very, very doable. It's really, really excellent looking. I'm not going to go that much into full detail though, because I know you've obviously seen this livery before. And apparently, pretty soon, Herpa's supposed to come out with another one of this aircraft, except rather than saying A330 Neo first to fly, it's going to say like our 100th aircraft, and I think apparently that's probably due for October or November. Eventually, I will have the proper money to get that, and then I'll have that one usable with this while I still wait for JC Wings to come out with this aircraft in 1 to 400 scale. So this will still be the placemaker needed for my JFK Terminal 5 updates with JetBlue as well as Aer Lingus and Hawaiian. So I thought I would go through much better detailed views. So yeah, there's definitely no rolling landing gear in the little 1/500 scale. You gotta be extra careful. However, there is a hole here because they do sell stands for these little airplanes, but I don't feel like using stands at the time. I probably will eventually get a 1/400th scale one. Just a few tiny little scratches underneath this wing because this is a used model after all. No big deal because it's underneath the plane, so it won't be that noticeable. However, these wings over here used to pitch the plane up and down are very, very fragile. I think they're kind of made of like a die-cast plastic instead, if you can hear the stroke. So I think the tail is made that way too, so when handling it from back here with these two elevated wings and the tail, be very, very gentle because the way I see it, these are pieces that can easily break off more easily. I'm surprised also that Herpa does include the in-flight entertainment antenna, but there are no communication antennas though, like what NG models or Gemini jets would offer. But I'm sure JC Wings will, because JC Wings has made a lot of good planes in the past before, in 1 to 400 scale as well as 1 to 200 scale and bigger. JC Wings will be soon also coming out with models of the Blue Angels as they're in their brand new FA-18 Super Hornets. And I figured while we're looking at this airplane, I'd show you once more about 1/500 scale on how small this is. And a perfect example would be this newest release of my Herpa JetBlue collection, which would be the A321 Neo, which is the same registration number and same caption. Registration November 2002 Juliet, with the caption or the name of the aircraft being named after David Needleman, the founder of JetBlues. So I'm going to pull it out so you can really see how small it is and why I don't use it so often at my airport. I know Gemini Jets 13, that user, he really can't stand the smallness of 1/500 scale, so I respect it. Even though these are very, very small models, they are very good to collect, though. So, take a look at that. Take a look at how much smaller that is than 1/400 scale like that. I think eventually I'm going to pull out my other JetBlue planes at the end just for fun. So you can really see my greatest JetBlue 1/500 scale. But it'll be just for fun. So yeah, now you can evenly see that A321s are really meant to be narrow bodies, while A330s are considered heavy like that. And I'm kind of having fun seeing a JetBlue and a TAP Portugal nose to nose like that, because even though TAP does park at T5 at JFK, it is true that they are very good partner airlines, and I can't wait to fly this bad boy soon, or bad girl, because I definitely do treat all these airplanes as women rather than guys, like all the other YouTube users do. They always treat these planes as guys, but I like to treat them as girls because it's more respectful. Yeah, but you can treat them as guys as you want, it doesn't matter. Before I conclude this video with all my 1/500s JetBlue, really quickly I decided to bring this in, which is the JetBlue A320 100th tail livery, so you can still very, very clearly see the difference between 1/500 and 1/400 scale. So yeah, you see how much smaller 1/500th is to 1/400th? It is doable at some airports. If you haven't seen, I did take a picture on Instagram so you could see how good they also look with a 1/400 scale model airport. It's not all that bad. It's fun for pictures and all. Alright, well, I'm gonna definitely have a fun video shot at the end, so if you'll just stand by. Alright, and now here we are going to take a look at my 1 to 500 collection so far. Way over in the back, we got one of our heavies, the TAP Portugal A330-900, A321neo JetBlue, JetBlue A320 regular, A321, that is. Let me zoom in for you to get a better look at that. That's an A320 right there. Embraer 190. Of course, the Embraer 190 here was my very, very first Herpa JetBlue model, because at the time this was the only small scale model they had. Sorry for the shakiness, as this time I am doing a little hand holding, so gonna try and zoom in a little bit so y'all can see better. I know I don't have the steadiest hands ever. Of course, the registration number and the caption on this aircraft are a lot different, though. Same thing goes for the A320. I will read them to you. We'll start with the E190 since this was my first. Registration number is November 323 Juliet Bravo, and the caption on the aircraft says, "Only blue." This aircraft is still in very, very good service. I do know Skymarks came out with a Blueberries JetBlue E190, where the caption on the aircraft was like Blue Jean Babe, I believe. YouTube user who really enjoys my video, Panium006, recently picked that up, and if you are watching this, Panium006, apparently, of course, I did definitely check out the recent history of that aircraft on jetphotos.net, and apparently that aircraft has been repainted to a high-rise tail. High-rise tails are starting to become very popular. I just hope it doesn't mean the Blueberries liveries are going to start disappearing. Sorry for the chattering in the background. My mom is on call with somebody at this time, so that's why I'm also trying to be a little bit quiet. So there's the E190. Doesn't look that bad. It is a good collector's piece, though. Now we're looking here at the A320. Apparently, Herpa did come out with a Blue Rika livery as part of their A320s, but I decided not to get that since I finally got that livery in 1 to 400 scale by Aero Classics. I thought I was never going to get there, and I was going to have to temporarily use the 1/500 scale model of that aircraft as a placemaker until eventually I do get my hands on the 1 to 400 model. But now that I do, this will be my only A320 in this scale. So registration number and caption is a lot different on the A320. As you can see, big difference. This is a tartan tail. Registration is November 508 Juliet Lima. And the caption on the aircraft says, "May the Force be with Blue." Kind of like how we say in Jedi talk in Star Wars, "May the Force be with you." So I love that caption. And I'm sure you've seen the A321 many times on my videos. And as I mentioned before, this is the same registration number and caption as it is with Gemini jets in 1/400 scale. Registration November 903 Juliet Bravo, caption bigger, brighter, bluer. And as you can see, they did the same thing on their recent A321neo molding. Same registration in Gemini jets, November 2002 Juliet, and the name of the aircraft being David Needleman, the founder of the airline. And I've also known that JC Wings has done A321neos. I hope that they do a JetBlue A321neo too, but in a different caption or a different registration number, because I remember knowing that this is with this registration number and aircraft name, this was definitely JetBlue's very, very first A321neo. I remember at first, as soon as they got up to 10 of these with different registration numbers and different captions on the aircraft, JetBlue still listed this one as their only one, but they definitely changed that. And now we can safely say in 1/500 scale, we do have their partner airline available, being TAP Air Portugal. I'm not going to get any Aer Lingus or Hawaiian models in this scale, though, because I'm not trying to build up that big of a 1/500 scale collection. So I will say that this TAP Portugal A330 was still is a definite dire need if I'm to properly model Terminal 5 at JFK. So can't wait till JC Wings comes out with this in proper 1/400 scale. So for now, this will be a placemaker. Don't need any of the JetBlues to be my placemakers, though, because I do have a Tartan in 1/400 scale. The only tail fin I don't have with the E190 in 1/400 is the blueberries. But since I have two E190s, one in a barcode and one in the beautiful blueprint livery, well, I think that's enough for 1/400 scale. Pretty soon I heard when JetBlue starts to take delivery of the A220-300s, they're also going to put a blueprint livery on one of their A220s. Probably fully when the E190s retire, because with JetBlue taking purchase of the A220-300s, well, apparently that is going to be a replacement for the little E190. I haven't had a chance to fly it yet, and I do still have a chance because these are set to retire sometime, I think around 2025 or 2024. So I'm glad JetBlue is still giving them a lot more service time. Even though I haven't flown this airplane yet, I'll probably fly it either on a short or long haul flight, but not like an overseas flight, but I mean like a 3-hour flight, like from here to Boston, because that's what they were using most of the time. But due to the increase of demand of passengers, just like they do on their JFK routes, now they're using A320s for Boston flights. The only flights they're using with the E190 is Fort Lauderdale from here in Jacksonville. But no problem. So there you have it. My Herpa 1/500 JetBlue collection with their partner airline TAP Air Portugal. So gonna zoom out a little bit so you can get a good view of these babies. So once again, I do apologize for the chatter in the background, but this is all business talk you're hearing. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this. I was only showing this off just for fun, though. Not to use in the airport, except for the TAP Portugal as a placemaker. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this video a lot. So thank you for watching. Till next time, this is Karen at Pinchio8 signing and pinching out. In the words of Jet Brooks, see you in the sky.